So it's 3:30 in the morning, and this is when I wake up now. This is just about every day, regardless of when I go to bed. What happens is I sleep, and then I have a dream, and I can't even tell you what the dream was right now, but it was something with her and I when we were together. Just maybe even just something mundane. But we're together, and I'm happy. And then my brain wakes me up, and I remember that we're not together, and I'm not happy, and my heart rate spikes, and then I can't sleep anymore. I'm just awake, middle of the night, and I'm awake thinking about the fact that we're not together anymore. And I wish there was a way around it, but no matter when I go to bed, my brain plays with me. This is the part that makes me feel, you know, it makes me feel crazy. I think it's my brain saying, I still don't understand this. Like, this doesn't make any sense, so it can't be real. Like, everything was good. So the fact that it's over, no, no. It's just a weird blip. It's just, she'll come around. She'll figure it out. Her reasons don't make enough sense. Her actions don't make enough sense. Yeah, this is a bump in the road. And I wish I would stop. Like, logically I don't think that way, but secretly I do. And I think it's that secret part that makes everything so much harder, that it keeps fighting the obvious fact that she doesn't want me. Yeah, the logical part is what gets me through the day. The secret part, the deep down, the maybe it's even core beliefs. Like, at my core, I just have this stubborn streak where I still don't believe it, despite all the pain, despite what an awful 5 week, yeah, 5 weeks it's been. I still don't believe it's real. And I think last Friday really messed with me because she was upset, because she was crying, because she told me I miss living here. It made me think underneath it all, she's still in there. She's just disturbed. Like, she's flipped the switch, but it'll flip back. And I think that's like I think I'm taking more pain. Yeah, I'm taking more pain because I'm willing to, because I feel like it's something I need to do for our relationship to pr- it's stupid to prove that I'm in it I'm so messed up. I'm taking all this pain from her to prove that I'm dedicated to our relationship when I should just walk away. I'm battered and abused and torn apart and disrespected. And I'm still here like, she needs to know that I love her. That's really sad. And I wish I could tell you, I wish I could sit here and say, I'm done. Forget it. Yeah, I'm out. Because that's what I really need to do. Maybe I can find that strength, because this is a messed up situation. This is cruel. This is unkind, to be sure. And maybe it doesn't come all at once. Maybe, you find it in 5 minute sections. That 5 minutes of strength where you're like, she is terrible. And then maybe it's okay to have a half hour of missing her. I don't know. It still seems sad, but 7 years with somebody to, then she flips the switch and expects me to be able to flip the switch as quickly. After 5 weeks, like, I should be good to want to meet with a mediator and end it. Like 5 weeks should be long enough in her opinion. It's not enough. I think maybe underneath it all, I'm trying to figure out how long it will take for her to realize this is a mistake. And I think that's my mistake. My mistake is trying to wait her out. She wants to be done. She wants to be with him. I mean, Christ, she talked about moving to San Francisco within the year. Like, it's all so fast and so rushed. And I feel like maybe in hindsight, we'll or I'll be able to look at it and be like, yeah, it was crazy. It was so fast. She was so impulsive. But it doesn't matter. I mean, for her, like, she's living with him. Like, I hope that's a bad thing. But it doesn't matter because she did all of this. She chose all of this. And my misery has been created by her. And her willingness to do all of this and to cause this pain. And, of course she says, I'm sorry I'm causing you pain. But she's still doing it. She doesn't want this to be her life. And that hurts when somebody looks at you and says, what did she say? Oh, I thought about accepting what we have as good enough, but ultimately I don't want that to be my life. That's what she said to my face. From out of nowhere, we went from in love to she doesn't want this to be her life. Somebody asked me one day if she bumped her head. I wonder. And I think about him a lot, and what kind of person... I mean, she's married. He knows me. What kind of person is like, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to end my life for her. She's going to move in with me within 2 weeks. Yeah. I'm going to try and run maybe at 5:30 in the morning. I'll get some miles in. And then I'll do school. And then, I don't know. I don't know what to do from 2:30 until I can sleep again. I know she doesn't work today, so I will wonder what she's up to for much of the day. Rick leaves tomorrow. I've debated going up there super early today and just seeing him one last time. But that might just be torture. I went up Sunday. I said my piece. He's a horse. He's not emotional about it. It was such a big change for both of us when he came in our lives. It was something we entered into together. And it changed. Everything changed. And she got happier. And I got happier. And we grew. We had this thing together that we moved from place to place to place. And we went up to the barn. It was part of our social life. And it was part of our activities and part of our weekends. And we talked about Rick. And we loved on him. And now she's giving him away. And it makes me think about people who have kids. Like, this is terrible for me. This is awful because my ego tells me I'm special. But to have someone leave you with kids, or someone leave and take your kids, yeah, I could see how people go crazy and do crazy things out of desperation. I get it now. I'm hoping I can be a more sympathetic and empathetic person for others in the future. And not in terms of just telling my story, but to really understand people's pain and hopefully help them. I've received a lot of kindness from people. I'm going to go get the dog and bring her in bed with me and try and turn the lights out and see if I can't sleep for 45 minutes or an hour. I don't know. What do you do when it's 3:45 and you're awake? I don't want to grade student work right now. I don't want to watch a movie. I don't want to play video games. I want to roll over and have her next to me in bed and cuddle up to her and just be in love. That's what I want. In the face of this all, I want her next to me. I do feel like an addict sometimes. Like, just give me a little more. Just give me one hit of happiness, one hit of love, one hit of just one more, one chance, one feeling like it used to be. That'd be good enough. Just be with me for a day. I am trying to get a run in. It's hard this morning. I'm trying to listen to a book on tape instead of music, and I don't know if that's a good idea. What else is new? It's pretty... I talked to my mom on the phone, and I told her about the situation. That's hard. She got upset and told me things I didn't want to hear about people's thoughts about me and how my brother always thought that maybe something bad would happen. Yeah, that means a lot. That was really appropriate to tell me this morning. Yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna get back to my run. Just a little check-in on the bridge, a little bit of a rest. Okay. It is Tuesday. I'm headed off to my block day. I've been up since 3:30, thinking about things and journaling and reading and just trying to be okay. I decided to tell my mom this morning after my phone call with her yesterday. Yesterday I told her I was just working on some personal things. And she very quickly switched to just talking about her and telling me about the weather and not getting outside and not having a dog. So yeah, I just left it alone. And then this morning I just had sort of a the hell with it feeling. So I called her up and I just said, here's what's going on. Fell in love with her trainer. She lives with him. She's in love with him. He's in love with her. And she got weepy and said she wished she had pearls of wisdom to give me, but she didn't have any. And, you know, I opened up some and talked about things, but it didn't lead to a lot of questions. She asked if she could tell my brother, and I said, no. And I said, why? You know, that he has chosen to distance himself. She was like, well, maybe part of it had to do with you. And I was like, no, you don't get to shut me out for a year and a half and then come back out of pity. I was like, no, I don't want pity. And then she said some about he always thought something like this might happen, so she was sure he'd like be here for me. And I was like, f that, no. And why the fuck would you even tell me that? He always thought something like this might happen. He had lots of opportunity. I don't want pity. I don't want a pity reconnection. If I'm worth being your brother, I'm worth it, regardless of who I'm with. I have to go to work. Good afternoon. So today is done. How did it go? It started out strong. My first period class was a lot of fun. The kids were working and it was good. I was into it. I felt strong. I felt like the teacher I want to be. I need some air in here. Yeah, it was a really positive experience. And then she texted me, and it wasn't a bad text. She just asked if I could put her low black boots and her blue and green raincoats, which I like. You know, one was like her string bean coat. That was a thing from Boston where somebody from a car called out and said she was a string bean. If I could put those things at the front desk for her tomorrow and she would pick them up. And then she told me she would get a parking pass to park at work, so parking in our building wouldn't upset me. And that's the funny thing about this. Like, yeah, that's the right move. But it still made me sad because now she won't be around. And isn't that kind of pathetic? You know, what I want is for her to be around and want to be with me. And what she's chosen to do is to not be around and not be with me and pay for the parking pass. And I know, but when you're sort of broken the way I feel, everything, you know, any contact I have with her hurts. It reminds me that she's not coming back. And my brain did that thing again today where I softened a little, and then that text reminded me, like, no, she doesn't live at home. She's not gonna be there. She chose him. And depending on where if I'm up or if I'm down,
it makes me angry or it makes me really sad. Yeah. I talked to Laura some. She's an amazing woman. She's just so empathetic and kind and expressive and see things or expresses things in the way that I feel them, so it's reassuring. Makes me feel like I'm not crazy. She gets a little more passionate than I do because I'm still protective of my marriage and relationship, and she's the one that points out, like, it's it's not a good thing. She's not being nice, so she's great. My advanced classes were fun. They still want to know what's going on with me, and I just, it's not appropriate to be like, hey kids, let me tell you about my marriage falling apart. That would be weird, and that would be gossip. After school, I went to Renee's office and just talked to her, not in like a therapy way, just in like a friend's catching up way. And it was really good. We talked about her stuff, and then I did transition into talking about my stuff. And she listened, and she's been a good person through all this. And then came in, and all three of us talked, and we talked about going roller skating and doing fun things in the future. So hopefully I can build some community. I just really want somebody to go home to. I really want it to be her, of course. But she doesn't want to go home to me. I keep thinking about the Arlo cam footage, or the video footage of last Friday when she came in and was upset, and she's hysterical. She's crying and she's upset, and it's so real. And the romantic in me, or the hopeful part of me, is like, she misses this. She misses me. She's cracking. She wants to be back. And then the logical part of me that thinks about our whole conversation realizes she was upset because our breakup was out of her control. Things weren't going her way. The tempo she set wasn't working. And that sucks. She's crying not because of me, but because she couldn't tell me that arbitration was the way we should separate our marriage. She was afraid I was going to get a lawyer and divorce her. Man, I just play that over and over in my head, and that that sucks. Yeah, so I'm going to go home and see Winnie and take her for a walk, and maybe roller skate tonight, or find something to do with my time tonight to get me ready for the half marathon on Saturday, help me lose weight, or get abs, or I don't know, do some kind of positive thing for me. So we'll see what tonight holds. I'm also thinking about Rick goes tomorrow, and that's going to be hard. I think I'll send her a text in the morning just saying, today will be a really hard day for both of us, and I'm sorry for the pain you're going to feel. I think that's okay. I think that's being the bigger person in this, and recognizing we both love him. I had no say in him leaving, but we both love him, and we will both hurt. The day he came into our lives was such a change. I wish I could be there for I wish it was bookends. I wish I could be there for him leaving. Maybe I should be there for his leaving. I mean, if he's leaving in the afternoon, I could go to Arroyo. What does it matter anymore? I'm going to play that one by ear. I don't need to see him again. I said goodbye Sunday. It will be sad regardless. I don't need to make a spectacle. I would like to look at and remind him that she's married, that he is living with a married woman. What kind of person would do that? I'm sure he feels justified, but yeah. Okay, I'm going to go home now. See ya.